having, Mac.
Is the Mario movie ruining Princess Peach's character? This has become a really big question among the entire fanbase in regards to the movie. As someone who's been watching the developments of the Mario movie closely, I feel like I've only seen 3 major complaints drawn up about the entire film, at least at this point. Firstly, Chris Pratt doesn't sound like Mario, which I think has been recently addressed, and he sounds a lot better in recent trailers. Secondly, there's the idea that the Mario movie just seems like it's just going to be a whole bunch of references thrown at the wall for no reason at all, and I think this is just a huge nitpick. I do not understand this idea at all. And then lastly, you have the idea that Princess Peach is not the same as she is in the games, and is not even close for that matter. Out of all 3 of these complaints, I feel like the one that probably has the most weight to it at this current point in time is the Princess Peach argument. At first glance, I completely understand the accusation that this Peach is nothing like this Peach. But even still, I think I'd find myself disagreeing with this claim. I personally believe that Movie Peach and Game Peach are actually very similar. However, Movie Peach is highlighting different qualities that you normally don't see Game Peach do that often. And even if you do see Game Peach do some of the same stuff that Movie Peach is doing, it's often swept underneath the rug and not really talked about. So I think in today's video, I feel like it's really important, firstly, to talk about Princess Peach's character as a whole, and then go into why it's similar to the movie version of Peach. So beginning with Princess Peach, we know that this character often gets kidnapped by Bowser and is often saved by Mario and maybe sometimes his brother Luigi. And in that, we know that Peach is just supposed to be the damsel in distress character. This is already one major difference from how we see in the movie. Princess Peach, as far as we know, is not being kidnapped. It's Luigi they're saving. So, with that in mind, Peach in the movie is taking on the role of being someone who's more of a hero than someone who needs saving. Now, even though the video game version of Princess Peach often finds herself in situations where she'll need the help of another person, like Mario, she has had her fair share of times where she was the one who saved Mario or saved other people. I cannot overstate just how important this simple fact is, because people like to perpetuate the narrative in saying that since Peach gets kidnapped by Bowser so often, she must be pretty weak and defenseless, but in all actuality, that's not a testament to Peach's strength, but more so to Bowser's. I mean, even if we look at it in the movie, Peach is never at any single point in time going off to fight any enemies on her own. If you'll see, she'll always keep saying in some of the trailers, "We need your help," or "We all need to stand together," or something along those lines. Peach is not someone who normally goes and fights off against things on her own, but in the one time she did to go save Mario, Luigi, and the Toads, with the help of Perry the Parasol, she was able to do that on basically her own. And in the same game, Princess Peach fights up against an elite cast of villains that gave the Mario Brothers problems in the past, like King Boo, for example, or Petey Piranha, and of course, Bowser himself. And I feel like this needs to be brought up because it ain't like Peach is fighting some no-name villain. She's fighting heavy hitters and winning every time. Now, you could argue that Super Princess Peach is kind of a dated game because it came out in 2005, but there are more recent occurrences of Princess Peach's strength that I feel like should be talked about within the gaming franchise. In a more recent example with Super Mario 3D World, Bowser comes out of this clear warp pipe and kidnaps the green Sprixie princess, and the first one to go after Bowser is Princess Peach, and after she falls in, then everyone else follows after her. And I feel like this is really a testament to Princess Peach's selflessness and her quickness to action. Again, it's important to remember that Princess Peach was an active contributor on this team, and she was able to help in saving the entire Sprixie Kingdom. There are other games that could easily be looked at, like in my opinion Super Mario 3D Land, where Peach, even though she is kidnapped in this game, she actually does fight to try to make sure that she can get her own way out before Mario can get there, and also in games like Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle and Sparks of Hope, where Peach is an active contributor yet again on both of these games, and fights actually very well. But even still, I don't think I need to dive too deep into those because I think my point is made pretty clear. Princess Peach began as a character who was supposed to be the damsel in distress, but over time, they made her a bit more independent with each and every single game installment. I would like to use Mario Bros. 2 as an example of some of the earliest moments where Princess Peach was actually a character in which she was strong and was able to help out Mario and Toad and Luigi. But even though that was a dream, I still feel like that showed Nintendo's intentions with this character. In my opinion, I think even though it was all a dream, Mario having that dream and thinking that Princess Peach and Toad and him and Luigi could all fight up against these evil forces together only sets up for what would be in the future with Super Mario 3D World. And even still, 3D World kind of shows that the events of Super Mario Bros. 2, even though they didn't happen, could have easily have happened in the first place. I mean, even in some of the Paper Mario games, we see Peach take more of a starring role and not afraid to back down from a fight. And I think this just once again illustrates that Princess Peach is not the character that everyone seems to think she is. But I feel like there is a clear and very obvious version of Peach that I'm missing that I feel like should be discussed in this video when talking about Princess Peach's characterization. And this iteration of Peach is found within the Super Mario Adventures comics, and I relucted to bring these up until towards the end of the video because I felt like it'd be more crucial to talk about the game version of Peach first, but considering this is an actual piece of Nintendo officially licensed material, it is definitely fair game for this video. When I first was able to witness the iteration of Peach expressed in the movie, the first thing that my mind went to immediately was the Super Mario Adventures comics because I would argue that these two are basically the same character. Like, the iteration is exactly the same in my opinion. In this comic, rather than relying on the help of Mario or Luigi or anyone else to save her, she actually goes out and fights Bowser on her own, and she's actually the first one to chase after Bowser and run into his kingdom all by herself. And when she does arrive at Bowser's castle, she's able to take on all 7 Koopalings by herself, and she does not get kidnapped within this panel. The fearless personality that Peach has within the Super Mario Adventures comics is captured to its entirety within the Super Mario Bros. Movie, at least from what we've seen so far with the trailers and advertisements. But many people seem to have an issue with this iteration of Peach in the movie because they feel as though this has never happened before and it's taking a backstep from the damsel in distress personality that they've seen Peach emanate for years. And even then, I would argue, how could this movie ruin Peach's character if they've done the exact same thing with this character before? I don't think the damsel in distress Princess Peach is going anywhere because it just recently happened in games like Mario Odyssey, but even still, I would not be surprised if we see a more militant Peach in the future. I mean, in my opinion, this gives Peach a lot more character than just being the damsel in distress, and a lot of people prefer characters like Daisy or Rosalina because they have more personality than just getting kidnapped every 5 seconds, and to be totally honest with you, giving Peach more of this attitude where she's more fierce and ready to fight up against anyone or anything gives her more character and makes her much more interesting. In my opinion, I think the most interesting part about this debate to its entirety is that for years, people have seen Princess Peach as the most boring Mario character, or the most boring princess out of all of them. And the moment they decide to give her more character to kind of combat those sentiments, people kind of get up in arms about it and get upset. But it's just like, pick a side. Do you want Peach to have more character, or do you want her to stay the same? That said, to answer my question at the beginning of the video, I don't believe the Mario movie will be ruining Princess Peach's character. I think if anything, they will be making it that much better. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below, is the Mario movie ruining Peach? That said, thank you all again so much for watching. This is Sonic signing out. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?